right. So next is how marketable is your website. And I want to talk about technologies for a second. Everyone probably has heard of HTML. HTML is the basic programming language that is every website is designed in or programmed in. And we've probably all heard of Flash, Adobe Flash. Used to be called Macromedia Flash, now it's owned by Adobe. Flash is where you'll see a lot of more of the advanced animations. And the reason I'm bringing it up is because Flash gives you a much more vibrant experience as a user to go to a website and see some great animation, some great interactivity, etc. Well, what Flash is really bad at, though, is communicating with search engines. So you'll go to a website, and you'll see this a lot, where you first go to a website and there's a loading box or a loading bar or something, and you haven't even seen the website yet, and you see loading. Typically that means the website is completely built in Flash technology. Alright, the problem with doing that is the search engines have a very, very difficult time now reading anything about that website. Okay? So search engines are getting better and better at reading Flash, but it's still not there. Google even admits, yes, we're starting to read more and more into Flash, but we really cannot do well in Flash and communicate well with Flash. So what that means to you is if they can't read your website because it's built in Flash, then you're not going to rank good in most cases in the search engines. Now there are some extreme cases. If you're a very large brand and your website's built in all Flash, then you might rank very well because you're a respected brand. Like a great example is Disney. Disney.com, DisneyOnline.com, they're always ranked #1. Well, that's because they're Disney. And Google and the search engines know, hey, this is Disney and we know what content Disney has. Alright, but for a small, medium-sized business, especially on a local level, an all-Flash programmed website will be very difficult in most cases to program. So HTML, an HTML-based language, there's other languages that go underneath HTML that could be PHP or ASP or ASP.NET. You might hear those terms. Those are all good because a search engine can communicate. And think of it like this. A search engine is a computer. It's not a human. It doesn't have eyes. So all it can do is read text. It cannot, if there's a picture, it cannot tell you if that picture is a picture of a dog, a boat, or whatever. Somehow, the website in a text form has to tell the engine what that is a picture of. Flash is the same way. It cannot see that animation and that stuff that Flash does, so it won't know what it's about. Okay? So that makes sense? Alright, so next is content. Content is king. You'll hear that a lot, especially from website programmers or search engine optimization marketers. Content is king, and it's king for two reasons. One, for the reason I just told you. If a search engine cannot read or see images, and all it can read is text, then the content and the text on your website is king to them. That is what they can see, and that's what they can understand. I always tell people, the content on your website should be written for your website. It should not be, here, take my brochure and use the text on my brochure for my website. It's two different mediums. You're reading something, a human's reading a print piece versus a human on a computer. So content is king to your users because that's what they are reading and seeing on your website. Content's king to the search engines because that's all that they can read and see. They cannot easily read and see Flash or images. Next is engagement. Creating engagement on your website is very important. Don't just build a website and it's a brochure. Don't take your trifold brochure and make a website out of it. Users want to do something. It's okay to have the About Us text and the history text and things like that, and general text about your products and services. But then give them something to do. Remember, it's the internet. You want to do something on the internet. You want to use a tool. You want to browse photo galleries. You want to click around and do something. You don't want to just read page after page. So with your business and organization, there's always some creative ways you can do and things you can do to create interaction and create user engagement. Whether that is a photo gallery or maybe even doing a quick estimator. If you're a roofing company, maybe you can put in this create a quick calculator for users to use to estimate a about how much it would cost, something like that. Next is design, and there's a design rule called the golden triangle, and it's the golden triangle rule for internet design. And what it is this is a website. This is a home builder website. It's a nice looking website. Professional photography, was professionally made. Overall, it looks decent. If you've taken a golden triangle, which is taking a triangle and putting it over the top left portion of any website, that is where the user's eyes go to immediately. Studies show you have 8 to 10 seconds to capture a user before they click that back button or they do something else on the net. So if you only have 8 to 10 seconds, that's a very short amount of time. That golden triangle where the eyes go to immediately should be where all your good information is, where your call to action is, where the things are that is going to capture that user and get them to continue looking at your website instead of clicking back. So overall, it looks like a great looking website, and it probably does provide some results to this home builder. They could probably increase some of their conversions and length of time that people stay on the website.